So hello and welcome once again to this channel. Today I want to talk about long distance relationships. Now when we talk about long distance relationships, these are the kind of relationship whereby you are dealing with someone whom you are not together, or you are not living together with this person within the same locality where you can easily meet or come together so that you can have what you call a physical conversation with this person. That's what we call the long distance relationship. It can be a person from one county to the other, or from one state to the other, or it can be between countries, or it can be between continents. That's what we call long distance relationships. It can be between Africa and Asia, or it can be between countries within Africa, or it can be between countries in the United States. So that is a long distance relationship. So this is a person whom, for you to meet or to have a conversation with, you'll have to make some extra commitment for you to be able to reach out to that kind of particular person. So first, we need to understand that there are types of long distance relationship basing on the aims or the objectives of that particular kind of relationship. Now, the first type of relationship is what we call a business type of relationship. When we talk about business type of relationship, these are relationship built on business ideas. Either you are doing business with someone who is in a different country, you are running a business, a joint business, or you are sharing ideas on a particular business, or you are exchanging products for a particular business. So that kind of a person, you are related to that kind of a person in terms of business. The second type of business is what you call a friendly relationship, or in other words, I can call it a pen pal. A pen pal, I'm very sure that for those people who were able to come across it, when we used to be in primary school, we used to have this pen pal thing, whereby that you have a pen pal. A pen pal, we used to be told that this is just a friend of yours, someone who lives in a country that even you don't know, or a person who lives in a state that even you don't know. You have never met this person, but you establish a channel whereby you start relating to this kind of a person. Mostly used to start by writing a random card, then it is put in a box, and then the box is carded, and even as used to be brought a box, then you are told to choose a random card. Then when you choose a random card, you realize that in that card there is a name of a person, whereby now from there you memorize that name. Every time that time of exchanging cards comes, you write something, whatever you are going through, something that are going on about you, your country, your school. Then you send that card. The other person will do the same. That is what you call a pen pal, or a friendship, that a friend along that type of relationship. Then we have the dating type of relationship, whereby when we talk about dating, we talk about people who have chances of getting intimate with each other. And we talk about getting intimate with each other, people have different thinking. There are people who get intimate with each other with no hopes of getting married to each other. They are just doing it for the purpose of pleasure. And there are those people who do dating with some other objectives or other hopes of going deeper beyond that normal dating. That is important for you to understand, that it is not a must that when you are dating someone, it might end up for both of you getting married to each other, or it might end up both of you having a family with each other. There are people who date, but at the end of it all, even they don't end up marrying each other, or they end up marrying different people. So most of the time, dating does not necessarily mean that you are going to get married to that kind of a person. It's true that dating is a way, it is a channel, it's a way you go, and then from there you go deep. It's when now you end up getting married. But it's not an assurance that when you're dating someone, you might end up getting married to that person. So the last type of relationship is what we call the romantic type of relationship. We talk about romantic type of relationship. It is a type of relationship which has high chances of both of you ending up together, either as husband and wife, or having a family together. Now, once you have understand this type of relationship, so today we are going to major on this kind of romantic type of relationship. Why? Because the romantic type of relationship has a very long journey. It normally begins as just a pen ball, from just becoming a pen ball, or it can even start as a normal business partners. Maybe you are having someone in a different country who you call a business partner, you exchange business ideas, and from just being business partners, you just develop until it reaches a point whereby you start dating. Then from starting to date, it does not end there, is when now it proceeds deep, whereby you end up developing possibilities of both of you having a family together, or you end up having those possibilities of you ending up being husband and wife. Now, for this kind of relationship to thrive, this kind of relationship to develop, you need to understand that all relationships, if you go and do your study, if you do your research, you will realize that most relationships fail because of one major problem. The major problem is only one: lack of proper communication. It is the only thing that makes all these things to fail. If there is no proper communication, even if you are not married, or even if you are married, even in marriages, without proper communication, that kind of relationship will fail even before it begins. So, what we should ask ourselves is, which are the ways of starting and maintaining a good long-distance relationship? Of course, there are ways that we can have or we can implement so that our hopes of having a long-distance relationship can succeed. So I'm addressing this kind of a person who is having an affair with someone whom he or she is not close with. Maybe you are working in a different country and your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband or your wife is in a different country, whereby both of you are not close to each other. So for you to make sure that that kind of relationship works and it does not fail at all costs, you need to do the following. Number one, you need to have what we call a relationship alteration plan. So a relationship alteration plan is simply a document or an inventory, or let me call it a diary, that you should walk with it everywhere you go. But if you have a good memory, you can memorize it, there's no problem, but it's very difficult for you to memorize the content of a diary, unless if there's no much that you have written in that inventory or that diary. So a relationship alteration plan is simply a document, and in that document you are supposed to have a plan inside. Inside that document you are supposed to highlight a plan, the steps that you are going to follow to make sure that that kind of relationship works. But as much as you are having the steps and the things that you are going to do to ensure that that kind of relationship works, if at all you really want to make it work, you are supposed to make sure that out of the things that you have listed in that relationship alteration plan, that you feel will help or will push you or propel you to make sure that that kind of relationship works, there is one thing that you should make sure that it is there. You should leave a segment inside the relationship alteration plan, and that segment you will name it or you will give it a title as a relationship sharing plan. Remember, for a relationship to work, there are personal commitments that each and every person is supposed to make, and we have what we call collective commitment that each and every person is supposed to make. For a relationship to work, especially these relationships which are aimed at either strengthening a marriage or relationships which are aimed at starting a marriage, and making sure that that kind of marriage works are supposed to have a common goal. And when we talk about a common goal, it means that if I am the boyfriend and I have a girlfriend in a different country, both of us are supposed to have a common goal, a common relationship goal. And a common relationship goal, it can be marriage, it can be family, it can be something that will bring us together. So if you have a common relationship goal, it means that both of you are working towards that particular goal. And according to my opinion, it means that person A is here and person B is here, and that goal is in between, whereby person A is moving to this, both of you are working towards that particular goal. Or if person A is here, person B is here, and the goal is supposed to be at point B, whereby person B is moving at point B and person A is moving towards point B, whereby both of you are supposed to arrive at a common thing. So for that thing to work, you are supposed to have what we call personal commitment, and we have collective commitment. So today I'm going to measure what we call collective commitment. We talk about collective commitment. For you to have a collective commitment, which of course is going to be built on the fact that communication is supposed to be spiced or made to make sure that the communication is on top. You are supposed to have what we call a relationship sharing plan. We talk about a relationship sharing plan. There is the content of a relationship sharing plan is basically the schedules, the time schedules, whereby I'm supposed to notify my partner about my days, how my days normally operates. If I'm working in an office from Monday to Friday, I'm supposed to notify my partner that when I'm working from Monday to Friday, this is my schedule. If it is Saturday and Sunday, this is my schedule. If it is cleaning, if it is doing so many things there, you are supposed to notify your partner. On Sunday, if you are going to church, let your partner know. If you are a Muslim, or if on Friday you are supposed to go to the mosque, let your partner know that on Friday you are in the mosque. If you are a Christian, if you are going to church on Sunday, let your partner know that on Sunday you'll be in church. If you are a Seventh-day Adventist, you are going to church on Sunday, let your partner know that you are going to church on Sunday. And even if you are going to church on Sunday, there is those portions of the day. Of course, you are not going to spend the whole day in the church. If it's a day you are doing cleaning, of course you are not going to spend the whole day cleaning. There is some part of the day whereby obvious you will be free. Let your partner know those time. Why is it important for you to do that? To improve communication. Like I've said, most relationships fail because of poor communication. For instance, I call my girlfriend or I call my partner. My partner does not pick up. You know what I will start thinking? She's cheating, or maybe she has gone out with the other men outside there. If she's the one calling me and she finds that I've not picked, of course she will say, I have not picked because I was having another lady in the house, or I was outside there with someone else. But for me to shed some light on that, or to bring some sense in that, think of a man who is working in a factory. It can be a car factory, it can be a cocoa factory, it can be a tea factory, it can be a metal factory, whereby the rules are you are not supposed to be inside with the electronic gadgets. So it means that this person, when he or she gets to work, the only time this person will be allowed to handle a phone is when he or she is outside the factory, either on a short break, on a lunch break, or he or she is leaving the shift, he or she is heading home. So by notifying your partner about all those small details, your partner will be able to know exactly what time he or she is supposed to call, what time he or she is supposed to text, so that anytime he or she calls or he or she texts, there will be no problems. Because if you text and the person fails to reply or delays to reply, that's where all these problems normally comes, whereby doubts normally comes in what was he doing, he was cheating, he was doing blah blah blah. So many things issues. And when those issues emerges, a sense of doubt develops. And once you start doubting one another as partners, it means that has marked the start of the fading of that particular relationship. So once you have managed to start and establish a good relationship plan, and inside there you have indicated, you know what time you are supposed to call, what time you are supposed to text, what time you are supposed to send emails, what time are you supposed to have video calls, what time are you supposed to do A, B, C, and D. Both of you are going to make sure that you try and keep up to that particular kind of schedule. Meaning, if you want to make a video call, you know that if I call this at this time on a video call, it will not be appropriate. Maybe your friend, your partner is in an office, or if maybe your partner is somewhere where he or she cannot take a video call. Maybe he or she is on the road. So another example is, for example, if your partner is a taxi driver, you cannot just make a phone call anytime. You cannot just send an email anytime. You cannot just do anything on time, because you know some of the traffic rules, road safety rules says that you are not supposed to use mobile phones when you are driving, because it is a distractor. It will make you fail to focus on the road, and you can even cause an accident. Now, having said that, everything has an advantage and a disadvantage. So just like any other any other type of relationship or any other thing, all relationships have what we call advantages and disadvantages. So today I'm going to highlight few advantages or benefits of a long distance relationship, so that for those people who wish to try, they should not be afraid of starting, because everything, it has so many benefits. And for those people who are in it already, you know what you are supposed to do. And I can tell you, if you are going to do what you are going to practice what I've told you, these are some of the benefits that you are going to realize in the long run. Number one, you'll learn to appreciate your partner. How do you appreciate your partner? By just observing how much effort your partner is making to make sure that he or she keeps up with that relationship. Phone calls, timing is accurate. Calls are made at the right time. Chats are replied or made at the right time. Emails are sent or replied at the right time. And no one has missed to reply to an email. And if the other person is supposed to start the communication, everybody has tried to make sure that he makes that kind of thing work. So that one shows that you will appreciate the effort that your partner is making. Another benefit is that you understand the value of time. For instance, if your man is working in a factory, a car factory or a coffee factory or whichever factory that your partner is working, you know what time to call. If the person has shared a plan, like I said, that relationship sharing plan should be shared between the partners. Whatever your plan is, your partner is supposed to do, so that he or she will look at it and know that, oh, so I'm supposed to call at this time. So you will have to even to set an alarm. If it means making a phone call at night, like for example, those people who live in different timelines, those who are in the US, for us who are in Kenya, maybe when we wake up, there are some countries in the world whereby they are going to bed. And for them, when they are going to bed, is when us we are waking up. So you realize those things. By having a relationship sharing plan, both of you will be able to know what time you are supposed to call, and you are going to make sure that you keep up to those timelines. If the time you people are waking up to go to work is the time this side we are going to waking up, are going to bed, that's the time you'll have to wake up at 4, try to make that phone call before your partner goes to bed. or you'll have to try and make that phone call before your partner goes for work. That one will enable you to understand the value of time. Also, it is going to better the communication. It will bring what you call a better ways of communication. You made a phone call, he did not pick, you send a text message. Why? You suspect that maybe he was still working. Then you wait for the reply. Or you cannot send a message because maybe you are in different countries and you know maybe the charges are high. You go to WhatsApp, send a WhatsApp audio message or send a WhatsApp message. Still the person will get, and later on the person will have to respond, and he will clarify the reason as to why when you texted he or she was not online. Number 4, also you can talk about what you call having time or developing a sense of self-control. When you develop a sense of self-control, how will it come about now? Just imagine the fact that your partner is in the UK, or your partner is in the US, or your partner is in Dubai, but there is no single time your partner has failed to pick your phone call. There is no single time your partner has failed to meet certain timeline. There is no single time your partner has failed to reach out to you. It shows that the person is committed. And if the person is committed, a sense of self-control will develop inside you. It will tell you that, let me be very patient. Let me wait. So you'll try so much to avoid temptations. Of course, there are so many temptations. There are so many cases you have heard that a lady left for Dubai or Qatar or Saudi Arabia, then left the man behind. Then behind, she left a best friend, a girl, a lady who is her best friend. Then the man decides to marry the best friend. So the lady stays in the UK, in Qatar or Dubai or in Saudi Arabia for 5 years. When she comes back, she finds that the man she left behind is married to her best friend. That means that the man did not have self-control. Why is it that the man did not have self-control? Because when she was leaving for Qatar or Dubai or Saudi Arabia, they never had a relationship sharing plan. They never developed a plan where they promised each other to stick to that kind of plan, so that they improve communication, and through having communication, you will not miss it. You be in contact or develop that kind of bond whereby you will never ever be tempted to get into other things. So your self-control will be improved. Also, you learn to be patient. When you learning to be patient comes in a way that every time you are in conversation with this person, anytime you are low, you are down, you tell the person how you are down. The person tries to console you. The person tries to do whatever he or she can to make sure that your condition improves. That one will help you to develop a sense of patience in you. Another benefit is that it will make partners to have more efforts to making a relationship. When you talk about more effort to making a relationship, is that you just try to imagine that your partner who is in the UK or the United States woke up at 4, knowing that at 4 she's supposed to go to work, and at 4 you are supposed to prepare to wake up to go to work. Then she made an effort to make a phone call to you when you are still in bed, to know how you slept, to know how you did. That's an effort. Even you are in the US, the person this side is working in a factory maybe, or he works in a construction company, whereby the person does a lot of heavy work. He has come from work in the evening, he's tired and he's exhausted, but he makes an effort to make a phone call to that lady who lives in Dubai, try to see how she's faring, how she's doing. That one shows a sense of effort that are being made in that particular kind of relationship. Also, we have what we call getting a clarity. When we talk about getting a clarity, it means that you'll have a clear vision on how the future will be as far as both of you are concerned. If you can be able to sustain each other when you are away from each other, you can be able to tolerate each other, you can be able to trust each other, You can be able to be patient with each other. You can be able to be committed to each other when you are away from each other. That one gives you a view that indeed, if this person has been patient with me when I was not around, if this person has been very committed to me when I was not around, it means that even if we get married to each other, this person will be patient with me, this person will be committed to me, this person will be able to do anything within his or her power to ensure that our relationship works. If there are those people who are already married and you have decided, the lady has decided to go to another country for work purposes and the man has been left behind with kids, so that commitment, if the lady will be in wherever she will be working and she has left a man at home with the family, and the man gets committed to that marriage, takes care of the kids, the lady sends some funds from wherever she's working, giving instruction to the man to do A, B, C, and D, and the man does whatever he has been instructed. If the lady comes back and finds that the man did exactly what they were discussing, the lady will be indebted to that man, or if it's the man will be indebted to that lady, and it will be very difficult for that kind of relationship to break. So it will be a relationship that will be built on a very strong foundation, and it is very difficult for it to do what? To fail. Also, it defines love. If you can be patient to each other for 5 years without being together, without living together, and still the person comes and finds you are in the same state, nothing has changed. Your feelings towards each other has not changed, despite the fact that you are miles away. It defines true love. And on top of defining true love, it defines a sense of faithfulness. We talk about faithfulness, of course. Another thing that makes most marriages fail, like I mentioned it in my previous clip, I mentioned about what makes marriages fail. One is infidelity, and infidelity comes when partners are unfaithful to each other. If you can be able to stay for 5 years waiting for your man or waiting for your woman to return without indulging yourself in any other form of relationships, it shows that you are a faithful lady or you are a faithful man, and that one is something which is very promising as far as relationships are concerned. So there are so many benefits that I could have highlighted. There are so many of them that I could have mentioned, but today I think I will stop there, and we shall create time to discuss more in our next episode. But my point here, my point to make here is the most and important thing to make to uphold, as if at all you want to make a long distance relationship to work, is improving communication. And the only way to improve communication, just the way I've mentioned, is ensuring that you have a relationship sharing plan and making sure that both of you as partners get committed to it, and make sure that you follow every detail that you have highlighted inside that relationship sharing plan. Not forgetting that a relationship sharing plan should be an exchange program, whereby I write my plan, I share to my partner, and my partner writes her plan, she shares it with me, so that I look at her plan, she looks at my plan, we see how we can make it work, and we follow the agreement that we have made. Please, if you see this discussion helpful, please don't forget to subscribe, like, leave a comment down there, and please turn on the notification bell so that anytime I will upload another new content, you'll be the first one to be notified.